prehab, rehab, and doing what you thought was impossible. What's up guys, it's Nate Johnson. I'm owner and head trainer at Steel Strength Training, and today all I want to talk about is what you have to do to maintain 100% of the strength and muscle mass you've gained on a third of the volume. Okay, so the 2 points I want to make is how to maintain the strength and muscle mass you've gained, and the second point I want to talk about is why or when you would ever need to do this. Now before we get started, just a quick note, this is not about how to progress, okay? If you want to learn how to progress, watch some of my other videos on training volume, the importance of training volume and making gains, and I'll put some links to those videos below. But today we're talking about how to maintain the adaptations that you currently have. So how do you do that? All you have to do is cut your volume into a third. Okay, so currently I do about 18 sets, 18 hard sets per week per major muscle group. Okay, for my small muscle groups like biceps, triceps, delts, my shoulders, it's more like 9 sets. Okay, so for me to cut that into a third, instead of doing 18 sets per muscle group per week, I would cut back to 6 sets per muscle group per week. And then for my small muscle groups where I'm doing 9 sets, I would cut back to 3. Okay, so for chest, quads, hamstrings, and lats, I do 18 sets per week. I'd cut it back to 6. Okay, for biceps, triceps, delts, and abs, glutes, things like that, I would cut back to 3 sets per week. Okay, so you can split this up however you want. Some people will continue working out the same number of days. So I typically train 4 to 5 days a week. So I could, continue training 5 days a week and just cut my volume back, keep shorter workouts. Or if you're like me, this is how I like to do it. I would rather work out fewer days during a maintenance period. So instead of working out 5 days a week, I'm going to work out like 2 days a week, and I'm going to cram all my volume into those 2 days. And the workouts would probably last 45 minutes to an hour, just like a normal workout would. Because again, I'm cutting my volume into a third. But you can do that however you want. As long as you're doing a third of your current volume, you will maintain the strength and muscle mass that you have gained. This is a for sure way to maintain. However, some people can even go lower. I've seen people go as low as 1/9 of the volume. However, if you want to start playing around with that during like a really stressful period where you really need to maintain, but you got to cut back your gym time big time, it's worth a shot. Check it out, but experiment and do it slowly. If you do a third of the volume, you will definitely maintain your gains. Lower than that, I'm not making any promises, so you're going to have to experiment that one out on your own. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is why you would ever want to do this. My dog's got a squeaky toy. He loves these things. He's bringing it to me. Hang on, buddy. 1 minute. I'll throw it to you in 1 minute, okay? 1 minute. All right, the second thing we're going to talk about is why or when you would do this. Really, it could be any period of time. If you just want to take some time off from the gym because you spent a lot of time in the gym and maybe you want to get some other stuff done, you want to just give yourself kind of a mental break from the gym, from training hard, because it can be pretty psychologically exhausting. And like if a 1 or 2 week deload period doesn't give that to you, go ahead and switch to a maintenance phase for a good 2 to 3 months. You're going to feel better afterwards, and you're going to be able to train hard. It'll set you up for some nice gains afterwards. The next most obvious thing to me is if you have a very stressful period. So I'm in graduate school right now at UAB, and things can get stressful, so I'm definitely holding on to this ACE card in my back pocket, and I'm probably going to use it at some point in the next 2.5 years. I'm sure I will have to go into a maintenance phase at some point. Also for someone, like if you just had a baby, or if you're really busy with work or school, you've got family issues, or you've got someone sick. Anytime you're under a high period of stress, going to a maintenance phase in your training is a great way to maintain what you've got without spending all the hours in the gym that you currently are. So that's all you need to know. If you want to maintain strength and size, cut your volume down to 1/3. That's it. Cut your volume down to 1/3 and do this really whenever you feel like, but after a hard training block, you want some time off from the gym, or under high periods of stress.